Hello and welcome to my channel, Quantum Blade Gaming. Today we're going to take a look at an interesting little game called Sublevel Zero. Sublevel Zero is a fully 6 degrees of freedom game similar to Descent, where you have up, down, left, right, forward, backward, several different weapons. Unlike Descent, you have fewer weapons than Descent had, but you have an interesting crafting system that Descent did not have. So to craft things, you have a combination of the things that are in your inventory, weapons that you pick up in the world, and nanites that you pick up from killing enemies, and then your craftables will appear over here. And so, for example, if I wanted to build this Razor ion beam, that would consume my Razor plasma caster and my cruel railgun and require 2,500 nanites to build that weapon. Over here on the far right, you see the RAM buff, plasma regen, damage buff. If you do well enough during a level, you will have a chance to pick from one of 3 possible boosts, basically, that will affect your gameplay from then on. This is unlike Descent, where you had fixed levels with set things that you were doing. This is a procedurally generated roguelike. So every time you play it, it'll be different. So you'll have basically randomly laid out levels. Similar to Descent, your ultimate goal in each sub-level is to find and destroy the reactor, collect the advanced flux drive part, and then proceed to the next sub-level. There's a little bit of a story that holds all this together, but I will leave the story for you to experience when you play it. So without any further ado, we will take a little bit of a look here at the actual gameplay. So here, this is not the beginning level. I'm already on sub-level 3, I think. And so I've actually already crafted a few things. So these nanites here, they actually do disappear fairly quickly. So you want to get in and harvest them as soon as possible after something is destroyed. And so here's a weapons drop. It's a relentless pulsar, and I can compare that to what I've got in my inventory. Inventory space is limited. Notice I'm already at 15 of 16 slots. Repair kits also take up inventory room. There are different hulls that you can get. I'm running a gunship hull right now, which is one that I crafted. And higher hulls do have higher capacity for carrying things. So you see at the top of the screen now, my health is regenerating. Instead of picking up that health kit, which I didn't really have room to hold, I pressed and held the pickup key, which caused it to use it immediately. And I crafted these swarming darts last time I played. I haven't had a chance to use them yet. I actually don't have enough darts to launch them yet. They consume, if you see at the bottom right there where it says homing swarm, it says 8 darts. So every time I fire that weapon, it'll consume 8 ammunition. There, I picked up some more missiles. I'm not actually sure what that is. I think it's just decorative. So Firebolt is not bad, but it's kind of like a little flamethrower. It doesn't go very far, eats up a lot of plasma, so I don't tend to tend to like them as much. If you get lost, there is a map, fully three-dimensional map, similar to what you would have in Descent. So you can take a look and see if there's any doors that you missed. And that's the way we do it. By the way, to any of you watching out there in the Twitch universe, I am unfortunately running one monitor, so if you're saying anything in chat right now, I'm probably not seeing it. Hopefully I will get that remedied in the future. My channel is probably going to be a little bit unusual in terms of it's not going to be focused on any one particular game, just more of a streaming a little bit of the different things that I play. So more of, I suppose you could say, like game reviews almost. So some of this, some of that, some of the other. If there's anything in particular you would like to see me try out and review, please feel free to let me know. There's always a chance that I may already have it in my Steam library, and I would be happy to stream that. So there's a dangerous homing missile that's not as powerful as the grenade that I'm using now, although it does take less ammunition each. Ooh, I don't know what that kind of enemy was. Well, it's dead now. So here's a little piece. Every once in a while you'll get these data logs that you can pick up, and they just have a little piece of the story in them. I don't believe they actually count for much of anything other than just storyline. Regeneration kits, by the way, you do have to use manually. Notice I'm down to 77 of 151, so I'm going to go ahead and hit G and let one of my repair kits start working. They're also not instant, so you have to keep that in mind as well. So I picked up that trying to call them med kits, that nanite repair kit for later. Now I couldn't go into this door. You'll notice it's got a blue hue to it. There are, like Descent, there are actually keys that you will have to collect to get through some doors. In that case, I don't have the blue key necessary to get through that door. There is an afterburner, which I just used there. Don't tend to use the afterburner very much in this game. There is also ramming is a legitimate way to deal damage in this game, and different engines, you can get different engine upgrades. Different engines will help you to deal more ramming damage. So let me see, while fighting those I actually picked up the blue key. So before I go back to that blue door... okay, so you see doors like this that have this triangle on them? That is an indicator that this is a treasure room. Now what happens with the treasure rooms is that treasure chest will contain better than normal treasure loot, but you don't get it for free. So when I fly in here and I try to open that treasure chest, a whole bunch of enemies are going to pop up and I have to defeat them all before I can get the treasure. You don't have to go after these if you don't want to, but it may be worth it. So first let me look and see how many nanites I'm up to, because I really would like to craft this other Nope, I don't have quite enough nanites yet. Honestly, I'm a little bit torn about crafting this Razor Ion Beam because the damage is great. 147 versus what I'm running now has damage of only 21. However, you'll see I've already picked up 3 plasma regen, which means when my plasma ammunition is low, it will regenerate to a certain extent, which I do not have on the regular energy type. So a little bit torn about crafting that or not. This may have been a very bad idea. We will see. Oh yeah, this was a bad idea. Oh, bad idea. Medkit. Another medkit. Oh, terrible idea. Missiles. Medkit. Whew. Okay, that was a lot more than I expected. Nanites. Grab the nanites. Anything else? Wow, okay. I survived that. That was nice. Let's see, I saw a... Where did it go? There we go. These sometimes... Okay, now this one, it looks a lot like the data thing, but this one's actually a permanent buff. Okay, so once I pick this up, from this point forevermore throughout this round until I die, my weapons will all do 5% more damage. So for that, yeah, probably was worth doing this room. So now when I go into the, you see I have now 2 damage buffs on there. So let's see what we got for all our trouble. Lots of nanites and ammunition. That's pretty typical of these. And then we also got a, oh goody, a weak firebolt. Totally not worth it. But the damage buff was, so. Now I'm only at 60 of 151 right now, so I'm going to go ahead and use one more regen kit. It's putting me a lot lower on regeneration kits than I'd like to be, but as long as we're showing things here, let me change out temporarily. I'm going to go with a, what do I have that does the most damage? I guess the spread pulse, just to show you what it does. And I'll also show you the railgun. The railgun, I don't use the railgun much because the you'll notice in the lower left that takes 20 ammunition per shot. So very hefty on the ammo consumption. That's basically a stun weapon. Long reload, but it stuns your enemy. Ooh, how did I not open this? Okay. Goodies, I will take them. Let's see. What else am I missing here? Looks like we have actually explored the entire level except for going through the blue door, which means we will actually, once you find the blue door, an actual keyed door that you go through, it's probably not going to be too terribly long from there until you get to the actual reactor. So we will see the reactor here shortly. Which in a way is not a good thing because that means I probably won't have as many health kits as I'd like for the final battle. Okay, so here's the railgun. Long recharge. And then here is the spread pulsar. Do I have enough darts yet to... Ooh, I do have enough darts to use that. Rusty laser. I don't think I want that. Yellow key. Okay, so we pick up the yellow key, which means there's going to be a yellow door here somewhere. Okay, I've got 2 ways to go. Let's see what's in here first. Ow. Okay, so that clears that room. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. The map in this game is so much your friend because, yeah, it's real easy to miss things. Okay, that's another blue door. Don't know if I want to go through that yet or not. Oh, not. Very not. Okay, so that was the home of the swarm. Those guys, those round guys, try to close to point blank and explode on you, so you really don't want to let them get all the way to point blank. A marksman autocannon. The autocannons are not terribly powerful, as you can see. That's only 18. Gonna see now how many nanites I've got. If I can craft that. Yes, I can craft that razor ion beam, and I think I'm going to do that. I really hate to give up my good plasma weapon, but for the boost in damage, I think it'll be worth it. So I'm going to unequip that guy, equip my razor ion beam there, and yeah, I don't much care for a clumsy flamethrower, but I guess it'll have to do as my secondary. So ion beam. Oh, yeah, that looks awesome. Don't really care for the delay before it fires, but I didn't know that was going to be a thing. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's not terribly accurate. Nope, nope, nope. Ow, ow. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and I didn't get my repair kit off in time. So, being a roguelike, that means your game is now over. There are no additional lives. Roguelikes, typically you get one life and you get as far as you can, and then that's it. So this is how far I got. Some nice little ending statistics there. Game over, retry, quit to menu. I'm going to go ahead and quit to menu. But yeah, that's pretty much Sublevel Zero in a nutshell. Fun little game. I highly recommend it. If you can pick it up, I wouldn't even say normal. A lot of times I will say if you can pick it up on sale to get it. I'm not even going to say that. I'm just going to say if you can get it, do, because it's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. So anyway, thank you very much for watching my channel, and if you liked what you saw, I hope you'll subscribe and check out some other random things that I play in the future. Thank you very much.